Hello, and welcome back to the showcase at Alden District Library. During the month of April, we have a collection of vintage glassware by Alexandra Herryman. Alexandra's fascination with vintage glass started when she went to a flea market and found insulators for $1. Her fascination with vintage glass has taken her to remote woods full of fallen phone poles, dump sites of buried vintage bottles, and dusty basements with long-forgotten boxes of snack sets. Along the way, she fell in love with the hardworking people in the glass factories all over the Midwest who filled our homes with these simple and beautiful everyday items. Few people flip their vintage glassware over and understand the history behind the markings stamped in the glass. However, Alexandra did, and here's the information she shared with us. American glass manufacturers Owens-Illinois, Anchor Hocking, and Hemingray had a huge impact on the life of the average person in the mid-1900s. They produced household drinkware, apothecary bottles, and telecommunication innovations, just to name a few. Owens-Illinois glass had a container for everything. They have a long and complicated history of name changes, mergers, separations, and complications. For simplicity, let's say that in 1929, the Owens Bottle Company and the Illinois Glass Company, that were both of Toledo, Ohio, merged to form the largest glass-producing company in the industry. Different from Anchor Hocking, Owens-Illinois specialized in packaging products, glass that was designed to hold and contain something else, which was being purchased by a consumer. Everything from mayonnaise to soda to Vicks Vapo Rub has come in a bottle made by Owens-Illinois. For the vintage bottle enthusiast, endless catalogs exist online to identify the date range and plant of origin of a bottle stamped with the iconic eye inside a circle logo. When pulling bottles out of an old dump site or long-abandoned farm trash heap, a majority of the household products from the mid-1940s through the late 1970s will bear this mark and several numbers and dots that can help the true glass nerds identify the city of manufacture. They made a good product that stands up to time and are still one of the leading glass manufacturers in the world. How to understand the markings on an Owens-Illinois bottle. This letter and number combination indicate the region and the plant that the bottle was made at. The letter N indicates this was made in North America. If it were an A, it's Asia Pacific. E would be for Europe. S is for South America. This O-I indicates the bottle was manufactured by the Owens-Illinois Company. These braille-like bumps on the heel and or rings on the bottom enable the inspection equipment to read the bottle identification information. This number indicates the year the bottle was manufactured. Since it's a 2-digit number, it would have been from 1947 to present day. Being the number 12, it's most likely was made in the year 2012. This letter and number combination on the heel of the bottle, along with the number on the bottom of the bottle, are identification numbers for the mold equipment used to shape the bottle. Eli Lilly and Company, making medicine. Colonel Eli Lilly founded his company in 1876 in Indianapolis, Indiana, with the statement, "Take what you find here and make it better and better." He was a manufacturer of pharmaceutical drugs, which he tested, packaged, and shipped around the country, including to pharmacies in northern Michigan. His first and most successful compound was quinine, used to treat malaria. Profits from that drug alone allowed the company to expand, and they became a leader in producing pills, first designing a gelatin coating to make them easier to swallow, and then standardizing and automating the creation of the capsules, resulting in a better standard dose with less human oversight. Colonel Lilly was a pioneer in the modern pharmaceutical industry with many of his early innovations later becoming standard practice. He championed ethical reforms in the industry aimed at doing away with the miracle medicines, hawked by many frauds. J.K. Lilly, Eli's son, continued to advocate for federal regulation on medicines and innovate by opening laboratories and partnering with researchers. Lilly currently manufactures the antibiotic Keflex, the antidepressant Prozac, and the insulin drug Humalog, to name a few. The Anchor Hocking story. Anchor Hocking Glass opened their first plant in Lancaster, Ohio in 1905 with the mission of producing practical glassware that everyone needed. With a hearty dose of American grit, the founders rebuilt after fires, innovated with machines that increased production and lowered cost, and expanded the product line from bottles to dishes, cookware, storage containers, and more. These innovations helped them weather the Depression and 2 world wars and helps them continue to weather a society that has moved to more and more disposable choices. In their long history, they have produced iconic products, including the Fire King restaurant ware, perhaps the best coffee mug ever made, the original rangeware oven to refrigerator dish, and the early American Prescott line that you see in the display. Early American Prescott was introduced by Anchor Hocking in 1960, so recently that almost everyone's parent or grandparent has the gravy boat sitting in a cupboard. The true early American Prescott has a star somewhere in the pattern. 4 pieces with no star but similar lines were marketed as Prescott beginning in 1942. The real nerds of the glass collecting world will note that these earlier Prescott were from line 500, while the true early American Prescott was all from line 700. In its collecting infancy, most pieces of early American Prescott are easy to find at garage sales and thrift stores. This does not diminish the beauty of these pieces, especially when you can assemble a set of eating and serving ware and not panic about breaking it. No proper plates were ever made, but the snack set with its matching teacups are readily available and carry more value in the original box. Royal Ruby is the Anchor Hocking name for their red color. Only red glassware produced by Anchor Hocking can be called by the patented name Royal Ruby. Though the color was used in several houseware patterns and to make beer bottles for the Schlitz Beer Company. The Avon Company also produced a red color, but of course it's not made by Anchor Hocking. Some pieces of Anchor Hocking glassware in Royal Ruby can date as early as the 1940s, though they were plentiful right into the 70s. The pieces in the display here were uncovered in an attic, lovingly wrapped in newspaper dated 1953, indicated a likelihood they were manufactured before then. Collecting Royal Ruby pieces along with the East Coast was easy. They were plentiful at estate sales. Finding additional pieces in Michigan has been a challenge, indicating a regional preference for the color or limitation of distribution. Now let's get a closer look. want to thank Alexandra for sharing her collection, along with the wonderful information she provided about the glassware manufacturers. It sure makes me appreciate some of my vintage glassware even more. Check back next month to view a collection of sheep figurines by Karen Culver. And as always, take care and enjoy the beauty around us.